Hi, welcome to One Acadiana's Candidate Conversation Series. I'm Keely McGibbony, and this is Andre Bro here on the team at One Acadiana. We're bringing you candidate conversations so that you can get to know folks who are running to represent you for offices across Lafayette Parish.
That's right. And for this conversation, we're joined by Emilie Duhon, candidate for Lafayette Parish School Board District 3. Emilie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start by getting to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the community.
I am born and raised here in the city of Lafayette, around what we would have called the hub city. Long back in the day, it's the Four Corners area. All of my education was through public schools. I am a daughter, a sister, a mom, a wife, grandmother, and a great grandmother, enjoying that part for sure. I've worked in the corporate world. I've worked in the Lafayette Parish school system. I've also but I found my niche when I became an entrepreneur 18 years ago. I have my own business. It's called Magnolia's Home Care, and our agency staff employees, mostly single moms, to give service to the elderly and the disabled in their homes to keep them from going into institutions. And I've been enjoying that.
Well, it's great to get to know you a bit more and hear about your background. And it leads well into our next question, which is, what inspired you to run for school board?
I believe the children of today, they are our future, right? And so I am a member of the WOW organization, Women of Wisdom. And it's an organization of a large group of diverse women. And we totally believe in sitting on boards and leading changes to the future of the education of our children. We see changes that needs to be done in the education system. And we're working towards making these changes alongside other like-minded organizations that we partner with.
Let's talk about some of those changes. If you are elected to the school board, are there specific near-term issues you would be looking to prioritize?
You know, there's a lot of issues that are affecting the Lafayette Parish school system at this time. But my main concern is the retention of the teachers and the bus drivers. These are vital components of a child's education. We need to give the teachers, definitely, and the bus drivers, we need to increase their salaries. What we need to do is, I believe that we need to look at the budgets, maybe do an overview, federal funding, and possibly eliminating unnecessary programs and management positions that really does not need to be highly paid, if I can say it that way, so that we can reduce some of those salaries or reduce some of those positions and be able to give our teachers and our bus drivers a salary that they deserve. They should not have to go out of the parish in order to do what they love. You know, we have to encourage and pay our teachers a competitive price, and just let them know they're appreciated. There's so much bureaucracy in the school system now, which I think politics should not be in the school system, however. And teachers should be allowed to do what they love to do. They should be able to take the time with their children, one-on-one, maybe not all day and every day, but there is always a love and a hug that one of these children need that's in that classroom for that particular day, so that teacher can understand what's going on a little bit in his or her life. You know, we don't know what these kids' challenges are once they leave the school board. I'm sorry, once they leave the school grounds, you know. And some of us may look at it as maybe disruptive, or some of us disrespectful or no manners, but do we really know when a kid goes home? Not like your kids or my kids, grandkids. Everybody's not privileged. And, to have these kids, kind of going from one wall to the other, it's heartbreaking because they're missing so much in the classroom, at home. We're all confused, really, I believe. We just don't know how to handle it. And COVID didn't do us very well. Kind of pushed us back some. So my concern is to allow the teachers to do what they need to do, what their love is, what their passion is.
Well, and it's good to hear more about the short-term priorities that you have as you look at the school system and as you look at this, board seat in the coming years. What are some long-term challenges, or is there a long-term challenge that you feel the school board needs to stay focused on?
I would still believe that it's the retention and the of our teachers, definitely. Because without teachers, then our kids are not learning. I think that's our main concern. That should be, is to keep our teachers happy, keep them here in our parish. I truly believe that.
When you've been in the parish a while yourself, and you know the parish well, if you were talking to somebody who was looking to move into the parish, what would you tell them about public education in Lafayette?
If they choose to put their children or their child in public school systems here, I would highly suggest that they get involved, visit and stay connected with the administration of the schools, the principals, the counselors. Volunteer if possible, if they can do that. And when the opportunity presents itself, maybe attend a couple of school board meetings to get to know how things are voted on, and what's discussed. That's one thing I learned about attending the school board meetings for the last 8 or 9 months, is that pretty much their voting decisions are not really discussed if nobody's there to ask questions. And the voting is pretty much already decided once the meeting starts. And if there is someone there that has some type of opposition or a comment, I don't feel that it's enough time for that person to give their opinion or express their concern. And then it's never turned around where it can be discussed. It's, this person gets up there and they say whatever it is that they feel to the concern or the issue at hand. And then it's a, thank you for coming. I appreciate, we appreciate your opinion. But there's no discussion. And I think people walk away from there feeling empty because they don't have an answer. But as far as, I mean, I went to public school all my life. My husband and my husband went to private school. We chose to send our kids to the private schools first, but at the time that they were coming up, I didn't see what I wanted to see in public schools. It's just so many issues that we really need to take care of. We need to handle. We need a change. I do believe we need a change. We haven't had a superintendent to actually stick there for no more than 4 or 5 years. I feel that we need to have something steady, that would possibly make the changes that we need to be solid.
We'll talk to the voters of District 3 about why you're the right person to help make those changes. Why should the voters of District 3 vote for Emilie Lewis Duhon for school board?
Emilie Lewis Duhon is passionate about the education of our children to come. Being a grandmother and a great grandmother, we always want the best for our children. And I believe truly that a teacher, a bus driver, a counselor, possibly even the custodian, can make a difference in a child's life if they take the time to listen, if they take the time to guide them. You can change a child. You know, I am a business owner, so I'm proficient in budgets and ethics, rules and regulations, holding people accountable and responsible for their positions. There's like, again, there's so many things that I need to learn about the school board system, and so many things that need to be changed. I would like to bring back some of the organizations that long time ago was effective. Now, we can't go back to yesteryears too deep because the kids today are different. But if we can do the PTAs again or the PTOs and have our teachers and our parents come together and be able to trust one another, to be able to discuss in conversation where it would help their children and not hurt. Parents need to get the facts before they get into a conversation with the teachers or the principals. And principals and teachers need to not judge these kids just because of what they see. You know, I'm not a politician, by no means of no stretch of the imagination. But I do know and I do see that we need to make heartfelt changes to our school system and let it be about the kids, not about one can shine because you're on that board or to vote like others because I think that's the best thing that we can do. We need to change it. We need to turn it back around to the kids, our teachers, our bus drivers, people who see these kids first thing in the morning and last thing in the afternoon. You know, that's the best that I can do. Do I want to make big impacts? No, because if we go small, do little bitty things first, it eventually catch up with the big impacts.
Well, great. And thank you, Emilie. We truly appreciate your time helping the community get to know you more. And that leads into our last question for you, which is, how can voters get more information on Emilie? How can they engage with you?
Sure. I have a website, a Facebook page. The email address is Team Emilie Duhon, district3@gmail.com. The website is www.electemilieduhon.com. And my Facebook page is Emilie Lewis Duhon for School Board District 3. I can be reached at 337-520-5074. Just leave us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Well, great. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. That was Emilie Lewis Duhon joining us, a candidate for Lafayette Parish School Board District 3. Emilie, thank you again for joining us. Good luck in October.
Thank you for having me. Have a good weekend.
You too.